Hello students, today in this video we are going to learn about a very important topic, that is fabric defects. Fabric defects are the unwanted or unnecessary change in regular structure of fabric or imperfection inserted which may cause value loss of the fabric. During weaving, there are chances that different type of imperfection may come up which causes the particular defect identified during gray checking. These are divided into three types: unavoidable or avoidable, major and minor, mendable and unmendable. So to get a very good value of the fabric or to produce a quality of fabric, our object is to minimize the fabric defects. If we are able to minimize the fabric defects, then we will be able to produce a good quality fabric, and if we are producing good quality fabric, then we will get good value in the market, good profits in the market, and good name of the company in the market. So for that, we should understand what are the fabric defects which are generally occurring in the fabric, and what are the causes of that, and how we can remove them or we can prevent them, means what remedies or remedial actions we should take at the time of weaving or before the weaving, so that the chances of this generation of these fabric defects can be minimized. So here weaving defects can be classified again into three categories. According to warp, weft and cloth, we are categorizing them into three categories. Some are known as warp defects, weft defects and cloth defects. So from these we will take very important and few defects, try to understand. First we are taking warp defects. In warp defects we will cover missing ends, which are commonly known as chira, and slack or tight selvages. In weft defects we will cover box marks and broken picks. In cloth defects we will cover starting marks, reed marks, stains and temple marks. These defects are very important for a textile chemistry student, so we will take one by one all these defects. So what is a missing end? The first defect we are taking, that is missing end, also known as chira in local language. A defect where one or more warp ends are missing and forming a warp-wise gap is known as missing end or chira. If due to any reason one or more warp threads are missing in the fabric, then the defect produced through the warp or through the length of the fabric is known as missing end or chira. Causes are no intermediate or careful mending of broken ends, because many times the warp threads may get break due to many other reasons. So if a warp thread breaks, immediately the loom should be stopped and it should be mended. But if it is not immediately mended, then it will result in a missing end. Missing ends in the weaver's beam. During the warping, if some ends are missing in the weaver's beam, then it may also result in missing ends. Faulty warp stop motion. If warp stop motion is faulty, it is not working properly, then also it will not detect a missing end, and then it will result in a defect. And high incident of warp breakages. If warp breakages are very more, and more warp breakages means sometimes it may not get mended, then it may create missing ends. So what may be the remedies? Proper and immediate mending of warp threads should be there, and careful monitoring should be there, and dividing the weaving machines. Proper dividing the weaving machines mean how many machines a worker can handle properly. That should also reduce this defect. And use of effective warp stop motions is also one of the remedial action. Second is slack or tight selvage. If the selvage is slacker than the body of the fabric, it is called slack selvage, and if the selvage is tighter than the body of the fabric, it is called tight selvage. These defects may cause cut, torn or burst selvage during next processing. And causes are incorrect balance of cloth structure between the body and selvage of cloth, and selvage yarns are kept at low tension during weaving. Remedies: proper tension in warp yarn and balance of cloth structure should be maintained throughout the length of the fabric. Then weft defects. Among weft defects we are taking first box marks. It is widthwise fine line showing stained or injured weft. Causes are rubbing of yarn between shuttle and shuttle box front. If the weft yarn is rubbed between shuttle and shuttle box front, then it will result in box mark. The weft yarn trapped between shuttle and shuttle box plate may pick oil and dirt, and it may result in a box mark. Remedies are proper cleaning of shuttle boxes. Then next in weft defects is broken pick. Broken pick is a missing pick defect along the width of the fabric. This is as we have broken ends or chira in the warpwise direction. Similarly, if pick is missing or broken along the width of the fabric, then it is known as broken pick. Causes are rough surface of the pern, rough or damaged shuttle or shuttle eye, rough or damaged shuttle box, incorrect placement of shuttle eye, loose fitting of pern in shuttle, high unwinding tension, and low yarn strength. So remedies will be smooth surface of shuttle eye and pern should be maintained. Shuttle and shuttle eye should not be damaged. Shuttle eye should be in proper alignment. Winding and unwinding tension should be proper. Yarn strength should be appropriate. Then cloth defects. In cloth defects, the first we are covering is starting marks. It is a weftwise narrow strip in the fabric having pick density more or less than the normal. It has two types. Means if we require suppose by picks per inch 50 in the fabric, but at somewhere it is higher or lesser than the required 50 ppi, then it will may result in starting marks. So first they are divided into two categories. First is weft, known as weft crack or less picks or jerks. If pick density is less than normal in the starting mark is known as jerky. Then crammed picks or patti. If picks density is more than normal in the starting marks, it is called patti. Causes are improper settings of anti-crack motions, loose fitting of reeds, loose or worn out crank, loose or tighter belt, incorrect setting of release finger. So remedies are proper settings of anti-crack motion and release finger, proper fitting of reed, proper maintenance of crank. The next defect is known as reed marks. It is the irregular spacing between the groove of warp ends across the width of the fabric. It results in the rough appearance of the fabric. Causes are damaged or defective reed and too late shedding. So here remedy will be use of defectless reed, means the wires of the reed should not be bent or should not be damaged at any point, and to raise the back rest so the ends in the top shed will be slacker and in the bottom shed will be tighter. Next defect known as stains. They are the spots or dropping of oily materials on the fabric. Different materials are used in machines like grease, oil for lubricant purposes. So and natural matters like sweat, dirt, soil also causes stains. So causes are poor material handling, lack of care, and poor oiling and cleaning practices. So these can be removed by taking these remedies. Proper care must be taken, and use of proper solvent to remove stains can be also used to remove this. Temple marks. It is the holes or surface disturbances along the selvage. Because we are holding the fabric widthwise by using temples at both the sides of near the selvage, so there it may create holes or some rough damaged surface near the selvage or along the selvage, then it is known as temple marks. Causes are bad or improper adjusted temples, means the setting of temples is not proper if teeth of temples are too long. So remedies may be proper adjustment of temples, means setting of the temple should be proper and proper selection of temples should be there. So by taking these remedial actions, we can minimize the chances of defects and we can produce a quality fabric. Thank you.